Mike, there's always news with the Fighting Irish with Notre Dame. You know, Charlie Weiss was there and they weren't winning games. They've got this coach that everybody thinks is the right coach to have there, and a death happens. And it wasn't one of his football players. It was the guy doing the video. Maybe you can explain a little bit more about this, but Notre Dame is in the news, and I think it's for all the wrong reasons right now.
Yeah, and when has it been for the right reasons in recent years? It really is amazing. I almost feel a little sorry for Notre Dame that they just can't seem to get a break with their football program. For years and years, it was the gold standard, and now it's not even the cardboard standard. But I don't have any sympathy for them for their handling of this situation that we're talking about. We're talking about a student video guy who was up in a 50-foot, one of those scissors lift things, and he was up and 50-mile-an-hour winds. And they knew, the weather forecast had been for several days ahead of time, they knew that this weather was coming. They know that the lift is only safe in 25-mile-an-hour winds, according to the manufacturer. Like all these other big college teams, they have an indoor facility to practice in. I mean, Penn State's indoor facility, which I've been in, it's a whole football field. Well, why can't you practice indoors? There's just an irresponsibility here and a failure of the chain of command or whatever. And just in the last couple of days, Jason Whitlock, who's kind of a national columnist, has called for the firing of Brian Kelly, the coach, and the athletic director was also at the practice. And I think it's a reasonable thing for it to be on the table. I almost think in this age of media hype, I almost think this story has been underplayed. A kid died because of apparent horrible judgment or negligence or some kind of breakdown of the organization in Notre Dame football. A kid died. It's astounding.
We get more coverage when somebody sends text messages on a football field.
Text messages. How about Iowa introduced kids to Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, and that's a recruiting violation?
The priorities are so out of whack here.
It's bizarre.
It seems like a coach was irresponsible, and I wonder if it's almost a desperate move on his part to bring back a winner so much that he's not going to be thinking about the safety of his players on the field if they got those kind of winds, with a lift even falling, let alone the guy in the lift.
Jim Tressel, the Ohio State coach, in similar weather forecast for him early last week, and he was asked about this at a press conference, and he said, hey, the safety of everybody involved absolutely comes first. If it's really windy, dangerously windy, we're not going to let somebody get up on one of these lifts, and we're probably going to practice indoors. And when the weather came, that's exactly what Ohio State did. They practiced indoors. Now, Ohio State, Tressel is known as he's kind of a tough guy. I mean, he's not going to be the kind of guy who's going to be overly cautious about anything, you wouldn't think. And look how he handled it. I just think that Notre Dame is in real trouble here, and I don't know if there's going to be litigation involved. Apparently, there's no criminal charges. We haven't heard anything about that. But I gotta believe that there's going to be some kind of litigation involved, some kind of investigation. And I think the AD and the football coach are on the hot seat, and deservedly so.
It's going to hurt recruiting. That's one reason why.
I don't see how it could not.
I know they had one recruit they committed verbally, a tight end, a highly regarded tight end that's already backed out of that commitment verbally, and I don't blame him.
It's an awful situation.
You have a coach like that, and AD is going to put people at risk like that. Look at the difference with Ohio State. A tough guy has limits.
That's why
they're a class program.
It's easy to forget that keeping everybody safe for any teacher, any coach, keeping everybody safe is job one, obviously. And the job one was not done in this case.